Okay. Fixed the concrete. Yeah, we're not really making a whole lot of processing units, mainly because red is struggling something hard. Let's go look at it. I thought we had enough. We do, just barely. These are almost all running. You know what? Let's upgrade these to module 2s. So red, one blue. And let's see what we got. I also need to check my logistics storage here. Oh yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Okay, somebody should be bringing one down. They should. They do. Okay. Alright, so this, I think... Yep. Unless it's an output problem. And it's not an output problem. So we should very slowly start building up copper cable on this line here. And it might be time just to expand this, make it better. I think it might actually just be that time. But we also, at this point, I'm gonna edit this. Let's say nuclear power setup, right? And then because I needed a nuclear mall, which I got completed, I need to, let's say, set up your uranium mining, as well as, oh, what's it called? Get out of here. I need to get uranium fuel cells being created and the centrifuge. So, I mean, that's part of it too. So, let's just say that. Set up nuclear fuel cells. So this is done, I would say. This can go down because that kind of goes under everything else. We could start getting into rocket parts. Let's see, where are we with the CME event? And we got just over 8 hours, which, I mean, we're doing really well for having that CME event coming in. I can actually upgrade these too. Where are we going with modules anyway? We have 40 productivity modules. I think we can go ahead and maybe do this. We'll get those upgraded. That'll help a little bit, at least with the copper. These are working hard. No, they're not, because I didn't... Dang it. There we go. Same with these. Didn't finish the job, apparently. Okay, well, that explains pretty heavily why those weren't working properly. Okay, so those are done. These will be done. Those are barely working, but I had this going only a third or a fourth of what it could have done, so that'll help that. I needed to check this because I was not getting any of the filter inserters. Why? Field. I don't have an input. There we go. Well, I'm lucky, I guess, that I had the 4 that I needed. Okay, this should be working if I set it up properly. Okay. This is I'm not done with the mall. Okay, I'm not done at all with the mall. So let's put iron in. Unfortunately, this needs gears, so and pipes. So how about we just kind of yep, let's do it this way. Okay, so output, you're going on the inner, you're going there. So you're running, you're running, you're running. And thankfully we have inserter bonuses, so those will be running. Put you in. You need copper. You need motors. And now you will actually do something. Okay, now we're actually done with that. Is this short on anything? Just the processing units? Yep. 250 per reactor. Okay, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt for a while. Okay, so we're producing just 5.5 red circuits a second. Oh, really? Okay. Let's go drop off tech cards that I picked up. Which unfortunately they're full. There we go. I think that might work. If not, I might just turn these two as well into cables. Yep, let's do that. Okay, so we're going to do this, do that, do that, and do that. And do that. And that should be, I would think, more than enough cable. I could probably even add another one of these over here. I don't know about 4 of them. I think it was definitely about time to update this anyway. And copper's going to start struggling. What's taking so much down here? Motors, probably? Yeah. That's okay. We need these red circuits. I mean, everybody always needs red circuits. And we're doing pretty well on that, so... Could probably even go with productivity modules on these instead. Tell you what. I think I might just get rid... Whoops. Nope. Nope. We'll say 0. I want to do 50 productivity 2s. Okay. I don't know if I want to get rid of the productivity module 1s, but I think we're kind of at that point now. Let's do that too. And I could start saying I want certain numbers of plates and whatnot, but let's get rid of it. Might even less than how much of these I'm using, so let's say 400 to 500. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the warehouse. I think ideally what I'm gonna do is pick up all the module 2s here, or module 1s, and dump them into the assemblers up here. Because what it's short on right now to make module 2s are the module 1s, so. Right? Well, apparently green circuits as well, I guess. I was not entirely accurate. Okay. I do need to kind of empty some of these out anyway. This is extremely full. Okay. All right, so that'll kind of help these out a little bit, and it'll probably help our circuitry that is being produced out, because making all those modules takes a lot of green circuits, and I might even upgrade these modules. So module 2s on these. Let's just try this. does not produce enough. So if I put one module 2 in there, what do we look like? Still not quite enough. So now we're too much. Yeah, the ratios. Okay. That's pretty good. If nothing else, I can just stamp some more of these down. Ooh, this isn't good. What's going on here? Ooh, okay. Let's fix that. Could upgrade all this. I think that's kind of where we need to go at this point, because we're producing more than this belt can take, and we need more than this belt can produce, so I think that's where we are. And this might actually improve things quite a bit, just by delivery of more green circuits. So yeah, let's just upgrade this, then we can upgrade the actual factory if we need. Let's do that. That should empty out pretty fast. Okay. Well, let's just do a copy and paste of this thing. Whoops. I should have copied and pasted that one. Actually, let's undo that. Because this one has the module upgrades in it, so let's do this. I guess that did not upgrade the modules like I wanted. Okay, so let's see, where are you? There we go. Okay, is there a slowdown, or did everything get saturated? That's the question here. That looks good. Okay, I guess that's it for the green circuits. At this point, I just need to upgrade a red circuit feed line. That's the problem here. Yep, we're good on copper cables. Might even upgrade this. I shouldn't need to, because it was only feeding 7.5 circuits a second, and now it'll feed 15. But one yellow belt can produce 15, so stop blowing up my robots. Oh, it's out of ammo. Okay. I'm not gonna worry too much about the ammo. Okay, so green circuits are just getting down here. They need 9 a second. Before it was saying it needed 12, but it wasn't really running 100%, so. We're definitely producing more red circuits now than we have, so this is what we needed to do. Now it looks like I might need to boost up the sulfur production as well. Okay, so this is doing over 15. Unfortunately, this belt's not going to be able to provide quite enough for all these down here. I could productivity module maybe 2 to 4 of these, and I think that might do it. Yes, so 2 of those. Now all of these should be getting green circuits. Let's check out our sulfur. It's an output problem. Understandable. I mean, this thing produces a lot of sulfur, so what we need to do... Oops. And we're gonna have to upgrade these as well. Probably stacked, honestly. I think fast inserters will probably be good enough, but let's just make sure. Yep, that's good. That'll at least be a full belt. Cool. All right, let's start the process. Let's see, I need, how many roboports do I have? That's the question. Let's see, oh, I got a ton of roboports. Good. So for this process, maybe down to here and then go over to the west. I mean, I could go from here. But I think this is a really good spot. How much landfill do we have? 13,000? We don't actually have as much as I expected us to have. We haven't really done any landfill in a while. This just isn't running on 110%, unfortunately. Okay, let's do a little something here. Okay. Okay, so let's just do a different kind of balancer. What am I gonna do? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll do like 4 to 2. Not gonna be perfect because of these, but there we go, like that. Because I pretty much want this thing to be completely dedicated. I don't want to share with everything else. So, I mean, obviously this is gonna share a little bit, but hey D Jones, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Let's see, I'm working on getting nuclear going, and to do that I need to get everything else set up. So you know the huge product chains required to get everything running. This actually needs to go over here. So it's going to be kind of a slower process while we get everything set up. And also need to get cargo rockets set up and everything else along with those. It is a process. Okay, I think that should be it. Looks like it. So we should have pretty much dedicated line. So yep, we'll have a full red belt going into making some landfill. Okay. We are honestly, I've never done nuclear in space exploration either, so I couldn't tell you if it's any harder. It's probably not any easier. It's at least just as complicated. I would probably say it is probably changed a little bit, but I don't know that for a fact. I mean, other than I think it's K2 that actually makes uranium hurt you. Like you can get radiation poisoning and everything, and it physically hurts you. So there is that to deal with, but I don't know if the energy output or anything has changed. I think most of the energy production has changed, so it would not surprise me. I'd have to go look it up though to tell you. But regardless, I mean, that's what we're gonna do because it's kind of the best energy output right now. I already have biomethanol going, but nuclear is more like a long-term thing. Refining is definitely changed because you get stone and everything out of refining uranium. Let's see. Yeah, you get stone and iron both. And your 235 is basically the same whenever it comes to percentages, it looks like. You can also get core mining to get your uranium. Fuel cells, they look pretty similar. Honestly, it's been so long since I've looked at vanilla, I couldn't really tell you if that is the vanilla recipe. But you can already see, if you look at the base mod, SpaceX Krastorio 2 has changed them. So that could just be the ingredients changed a little bit. Maybe the fuel value. That's a good question. It's iron plate, yeah, so steel's a little bit different. I mean, the reactors are different. Let's see, they output 250 megawatts, same, pretty much the same neighbor bonus. I think for the most part they're the same. The energy output could be different though. And also, what could have easily changed the steam turbines. So we're definitely gonna have to look at the ratios for these. Let's see if we can look them up. So nuclear reactors. Can I see? It's not showing me the heat productivity. Let's see. Maybe instead of the reactor, I need to put in steam. And then what produces the steam is the nuclear reactor. There we go. So my plan is to have a 4-reactor plant. So we could say 4. And I might need to convert that. Let's see. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, these eat the steam. Right. Good point. Good point. Okay, so here, let me just delete this. Let me get rid of it. Get rid of that recipe altogether. Say, well, we are going to use the heat with the steam turbines, right? So if we're making the steam, I don't think I can actually make the steam. I'm using the hell mod here, and it might be a limitation of hell mod. Let's see. Because hell mod's basically saying the reactor makes the steam. Or that one. Steam made in heat exchanger. There we go. 415 degrees Celsius made in heat exchanger. Yeah, there we go. Heat from a reactor. There's that. Uranium fuel cells, and we're going to be making this in a assembly machine 2s. We can actually productivity mod. Whoops. Need this. I didn't mean to click on that. Let's get out of there. Okay, let's see. It's kind of hard to do it this way because if I want to say I want 4 nuclear reactors, let's see, by factory, say I want 4. Can I move that up? And it doesn't really propagate, but I can maybe move these to a different thing. So what I'm trying to do is find out the ratios using 4 reactors, and it's not easy to do in Hellmod, unfortunately. Let's move you down to the bottom. So if the reactors are creating heat, I may just be kind of doing this part wrong too. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I was kind of hoping just to see ratios in here, and if it did work, it'd be a lot easier. But yeah, it's not looking like it's not going to be able to easily. I'll put it that way. Can it pre-done? It might be, but that might also be a limitation of Hellmod, or just my knowledge of Hellmod. So, getting back to it, right now I am working on a quick and dirty line down to this uranium deposit, because it's so far the only one that we've uncovered on the entire map. But, you know, that's of any substantial size, because right now, if I look at uranium, using resource highlighter, 495,000 is it. We're very low on uranium, which you could easily say, why am I doing nuclear when I have so little uranium? And that's probably a good question. But I want to do it. That's mainly why. Factory planner. Yeah, I've got factory planner. I just haven't done it here. Let's see. Let's see. Product. The only... Let's just do it this way. I don't even know if I can find it in here, honestly. It should be the Steam, but it's not telling me what it's created with. But using Hellmod, I kind of already know it's this Steam right here. 415 degrees Celsius Steam. I don't know, 100? I don't know Factory Planner as much as I know Hellmod, so this might not be working like I'm expecting it to. Whoops. Wrong button. No, probably not. The funny thing is, whenever I designed these, which are my biomethanol plants, I actually used Factory Planner for these. That's how I was able to figure out ratios and everything, because at the time, Hellmod had not been updated, so I wasn't able to get the ratios I needed in order to set these things up. And Hellmod, or Factory Planner, did. But now, I'm thinking Hellmod might be the better thing for this. Basically because of this little guy. Whenever you go in, whenever I say click on heat, there's the Hellmod options here that show you, if I can probably do it here, it's a whole nother category, and it shows you inputs and everything, which, yeah, I mean, like I can even do solar panel inputs and all that kind of stuff, and that really helped. Let me try this one. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. That as a fuel. Huh. Input. No. Yeah, that's just creating that, so I'll maybe figure that out later. I'm not going to sit there and burn rubber on that all night long, unfortunately. Wouldn't mind doing it, but, you know, that doesn't make for very riveting play. Okay, so we could probably build and make a rocket silo. We have everything, almost everything in our inventory for it. So let's maybe grab some of that. I actually need to put some of this into a chest because I have no way of grabbing any of this without coming down here. So maybe make one of these. I'll just tell my robots to do it. I'm gonna turn at least one of these into... No, not that. Not that. I want a passive. Passive provider warehouse. And biters, please stop. I don't really need one for that, for the rare metals, but I'm gonna do that. I do have it already for steel and everything else. But ever since I moved my iron and copper and everything to trains, I hadn't done that. So there we go. Now the robots can grab and bring to me as needed, or somewhere else for that matter. Alright, so I think at this point I need to just make a quick and dirty nuclear setup. Or train depot over at the nuclear or the uranium mine. Let me see how much of this I can grab. I'm gonna turn this off. And that's probably good for now. Those are running fairly well. You know what? I might. Oops. Let me upgrade these. Let's do module 2s instead of 1s. There we go. Oh, I'm full. Get rid of you. Okay. So that is producing almost 90 a second. Okay. That'll at least speed it up. It'll make the stone go a little bit further, yada yada yada. I was basically grabbing some landfill because I kind of want to just make a little path down to the uranium. Even though it's a long way down there. Okay, so... Yep. Why do none of these have any poles? Did I do that? I did do that. Oh yeah. Oh man, I almost forgot completely. I was going to... And my whole plan was to make a battery here. So let's kind of... This won't take very long. Let me kind of get this done real quick. We need to get some power storage going. And before the CME decides to land on our heads and destroy most of the base. And I might just get 2 of these going. Only from experience. That's how I know what to put in my first cargo ship. The best thing I can say is pretty much look at what you can make. Because if you look at assembly machines, for instance, you think, oh, I'm going to take assembly machines, I'm going to take pipes, I'm going to take, you know, belts, all this. They don't work. If you read the descriptions, cannot be placed on space platform or space ship. So pretty much everything that says that, or doesn't specifically say, not say it, like the space assembly machines, cannot be placed on land, which is pretty much everything but space. So you basically just leave everything behind that you don't need for that. So all your belts, all your loaders, all your splitters, pretty much all the train, rail, landfill, you know, stuff you don't need, anything for combat, because you're not going to really be doing combat in space, at least in your first venture into space. What I would take, and what I usually take, is just some raw materials, especially processing units, a lot of inserters, and then I'll also go through and see what each thing that I can make in space requires. So I'm going to need space assembly machines. I'm going to need space pipes. So with all the space piping that you got to make, you're going to have to make all those. Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. It's really just a experience it to really tell. You know, you can go look and see if anybody has a guide out there, but As far as I know, you can pretty much, it's probably going to be about the same either way. They're going to say, you just got to try it, you just got to do it, kind of a thing. And it really is like an experience. Kind of the best way to do it, if you ask me. That's maybe not what you were looking for when it comes to what to do, but until you kind of get into it and really get to that point, you can't really know exactly what you're gonna need. Yes. Well, I mean, think of it this way too. Eventually, you're gonna have a rocket going there constantly, because basically what I do for my first rocket is kind of do what I was saying, like figure out what I'm gonna need, and you're gonna fill up a rocket pretty quick by taking inserters and chests and all that kind of stuff, which you don't need, you know, thousands of them, but a couple of stacks of everything, and then throw in, I don't know, 5 to 10,000 steel, about the same when it comes to low density, maybe some stone, stuff like that, and you're going to fill up that first rocket pretty quick. And then once you get up there and start building your infrastructure to actually make space science, you're going to really find out what you need, because you're going to need it all constantly anyway, because you're going to have to make all that up there, and you're going to want to do it while you're not there. So ultimately that's your goal. Send everything up there automatic, so you're not having to manually transport it. And that's generally what I do. I can't see where you go. There you go. Let's see. Spin you. Right round, baby, right round. There we go. Oh. Right? Nope. Seriously? There we go. Definitely, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing too. I'm taking my time to go in space, because if you don't have the infrastructure, I mean, you're gonna need that anyway. I think that's all of our science. Maybe a little bit of energy weapon science. Let's do that first. Really? So energy weapons 3 takes yellow, but shooting speed 3 takes space. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so big battery number 1 kind of set up to go there. My big thing for this play is really getting logistics train network figured out, because that to me for some reason is just scrambling my brain. Okay, let me get out of here. But yeah, generally, I mean, just stick whatever you think you need in your first rocket, and you're inevitably going to need more than you ever think anyway. And I wouldn't fret too much about it. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to connect the landmass on accident, so let's kind of figure this out here. Right? I feel like I'm over too far. Come on, smoke, go away. That's about right. Okay. All right, luckily we only have a few bases over here. Unfortunately, they are getting absorbed by some pollution, but oh man, they got some big snappers, big spitters, medium worms, thankfully. Okay. Max, you talking about just turning them all up to max? Your resources. I think that does, like, if you're talking about the settings by turning up the settings, like you have maximum resource settings, then I think that's all planets. But I know changing biter populations and stuff is only on novice. Yeah. I don't know if it tells me here. I'd have to go on the wiki. Actually, it might tell you in a Formatron. I don't think it'll tell me in Formatron. Let's see. Overhaul mods, recommended settings. Okay, so it might actually only affect novice. That's kind of what I'm reading here, since you should not set high resources settings for your starting planet. Basically just because you may not want to leave, or you may not need to leave. If your resources are so high, you just don't have to deal with space, then other than getting other resources, obviously. Good try, Snapper. I am on 0.6, yes. Ooh-wee, okay. Alright, you want to play? I'll play. Come here. Nope. Don't run away. There you go, got you anyway. Okay, I can't reach that, unfortunately. Alright, one worm down. I at least destroyed all the spawners there. Now, yeah, these are following the water somehow, and that's what I meant to do anyway down here, is find out where the land kind of curves. So let's kind of do that. Well, actually, I am almost out of fuel, so let's head back home, because yeah, let's kind of hope I make it. I wasn't even thinking about the fuel I need. Okay, good. I made it. I didn't get stranded in the middle of a lake, thankfully. Well, hopefully you're enjoying space exploration. I know I am, and I do. It's a lot of fun. It makes the game just completely new. That's one thing I love about it. Maybe by the time I'm done with this, the real expansion will come out and try at that, you know? It'll be pretty awesome. Okay, this probably can just mostly go away, but I'm gonna leave it here for now. Okay, so I also need to get centrifuges, and while the robots, let me have them start working again. There we go. Need to put down roboports so they'll continue to build that. So while that is going, I'm going to put centrifuges on the mall or bus or whatever I want to call it here. So for a centrifuge, big motors, I need everything, almost everything on the mall except for I need big motors as well, and heat shields. So, could put it right here. Yeah, I think this works. Okay, let's do big motors and stuff right here, I think. Like that. Which means that's gonna have to work. Big motors and heat shields. Heat shields. Yeah, I need it right here. There we go. And let's move the rare metals up. Okay, so you got big motors, heat shields. Now you need steel and concrete. Nope. And you. Robots are too dang slow. Yeah, you know what? I actually haven't even thought about that. The meteors have been hitting Novice quite a bit. And yeah, see? Same problem. I didn't even... No, honestly, I don't know if I can delete this. If I delete it and remake it, I don't know if it'll work. You know, let's try it. I'll test that for you. Let me save. It's day 8, by the way. It's not... Wait for it. It is day 8, yes. Okay, so I'm making a save. And I am going to go back to Novice. Let's go to the system. I'm going to delete the orbit. Oh, I can't. Okay. Well, that explains that. Since I technically own the items here, I can't delete it. So yeah, I mean, you're very much a valid problem when it comes to items up here. Strangely enough, I don't see any meteorites. I mean, it could just be in the trash and I can't see it. Looks like I did lose an assembly machine. Doesn't look like I really lost anything I can't replace pretty easily. Except for the chest. That's gonna be the problem. But luckily they're pretty tough. So yeah, just looking at this, I think I do need to kind of prioritize getting up into space. Now I wasn't even thinking about that until you said that, so yeah, thanks for that. Danger, Will Robinson. Oh, I need to set this up so it actually produces them real quick. Interviews. I was kind of just dead focused on getting nuclear and everything going. No, I don't. Almost 0% rely what's in chest. I mean, it's kind of nice what it gives you with all the belts and everything. Now, I do rely on the pylons and whatnot that are given to you, and there is some science and stuff like that up there, which is kind of nice to have. But I don't think there's really anything there that you have to have or you can't play anymore. Or, you know, I don't think it's like a game over if you don't have it. If it was, if it turned out to be like a meteorite destroyed something I had to have, or I couldn't continue, I'd hate to say I'd cheat it in, but at some point I'd have to just be like, okay, that sucks. I don't know if I wanted to start over from scratch just because a meteorite RNG destroyed a chest that I need. So I probably would just gift it to myself or something. But yeah, no, I don't think there is anything up there. Because you can make space assembly machines on the planet. So, and I actually need to get low density structures up and running as well. Wait, no, I have low density. What am I talking about? Some of this stuff seems to no longer be hooked up or something. I've got, well, if you're talking about like a bigger one than what I've got, then no. But it shouldn't be too difficult to completely re-image one of mine that I've already have. You know, I could just stamp down 4 of them, remove the power poles in the middle, and kind of go from there. If that's what you mean by mid to late game, but no, I pretty much plan on kind of making my own as I go. I think that's part of the fun. And it's going to be a challenge to keep my factory from getting destroyed by all the biters. Once all the biters get to catastrophic sizes, it's going to be interesting. Okay, let me concentrate on the cargo rocket silo here. Let's see, concrete, steel plate, big motors. I bet I have a lot of this sitting in my logistics network, so let me try to get some of this out of here first. And maybe turn off this. And perhaps put all this junk in a chest. Like that. Except for maybe stuff I need, like that. What else do I need? One thing I would take with you, D. Jones, I would definitely prioritize is a landing pad. That's one thing I would specifically make sure you take with you to in your first rocket. That way you can put it down when you get up there and you won't have to deal with the rocket exploding, basically. So if you forget anything else, don't forget that. I do not have rampant, no. With all the horror stories that rampant just destroys your UPS, that's the main reason I don't. Okay, what was I looking for? I need steel. I was kind of surprised I don't really have steel and concrete in this freaking wood. I got iron though. Let's see, iron. I need big motors. I was kind of hoping to empty out some of these chests a little bit by building the rocket. Dang it. Okay, well, we'll just grab off the belt and stuff. Alright, big motors. Here we go. Okay, I need the research for the capsule to navigate, yes. But if you have a cargo landing pad, your next cargo ship that you send up there will have a pad to land on. Otherwise, you're going to have to either make it while you're up there, or you're going to have to send a new rocket and have it explode in space with another pad on it or something. So, yeah, I would definitely prioritize that if you can. Because basically, I don't know if you've gone into space on a rocket, but essentially the first time you go somewhere in a cargo rocket, the cargo rocket explodes. So without the landing pad, that's pretty much what's going to happen every single time. I keep getting distracted. Okay, I need a little bit more big motors. Okay, still need a little bit more big motors. There we go. I need 1,000 concrete and 1,000 steel, which that is not hard to get. Make sure my fuel, I got 100 fuel, I'm good. So let's do steel, concrete. There's 1,000 concrete. I need processing units, but I can grab steel real quick. Yeah, the research for the capsule is basically so you can kind of tell it where you want to land. whenever you're coming back or going to a different planet. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a shuttle, I guess, but for the most part, you're probably going to just use cargo rockets or even spaceships. All right, cargo rocket silo. Oh, I still need everything for landing pad. Yep, that's because of that navigation you're talking about, D. Jones. Once you get navigation, you can tell it where to land, and it won't destroy itself, but it will take fuel. So that's basically what you're sacrificing is rocket fuel. I might move it to the main base. Honestly, I don't really have a problem with it. Especially one that maybe doesn't have biters or something. I mean, that'd be the main reason to move your base, right? Other than resources, like if I run out of resources. But man, that is a huge undertaking, and that probably won't happen until I have spaceships and the ability to make the fuel for spaceships, because without that, I mean, your spaceship's kind of dead in the water. How did I not grab enough steel? I did. Alright, good to see you. Oh, by the way, good to see you, Captain True. Welcome to the stream. Put that away. There we go. Alright. I don't know how I missed one of them, but there we go. Oh, it's because of the chests. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I'll make the chests. I don't mind. Grab all that stuff. Throw you away. Oh, I got a lot of iron on me. Okay, let's throw that away. Throw my logistics back on. So now I have a rocket silo, which we're still gonna have to make all the parts for it. And I might just say let's get rockets going, because yeah, with all the meteors hitting, that's probably a good idea. Rocket parts. What do I need? Just cargo rocket. I know I'm really close to nuclear, but yeah, I kind of think I need to get this going, and I am stuck on a cliff. Get ready, get out of here, cliff. No one likes you. Let's get rid of all the cliffs, huh? Okay, well, they're actually moving pretty fast on this, so I'm just gonna keep it going. And maybe get a radar down here too. Let's do radar. I do that. Here, put it right there. I do have actually some pretty good planets really close too. I could move my base to. Let's see. If I go into the universe planner. Oh, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. The cliff explosive got me a little bit. Okay, so if we go to our system here, I could. This one actually isn't too bad. Looks like ore frequency and everything is pretty much a little bit higher than what we have here. I don't know if I'd want to go to an oil planet, but at least this one has no threat. It is kind of a small planet, and it's also a moon, so if anything, maybe one of the primary large planets in the system. I mean, this is a... I guess this is an iron planet. I mean, technically it's the best one it's got is iron, but that's pretty pitiful when it comes to frequency and stuff. This one's vulcanite, very, very low threat. I mean, there's like nothing here. But this one's waterless, so that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Bryanite, very high threat. and decently high threat on the Barrel planet. So, I mean, the question is if I was going to move it, where? And that remains to be seen, but it'd be more when. And it would definitely be after, like I said, after I get fuel and spaceships going and all that kind of a thing, because if I was going to move it, I'd probably just land a spaceship on Novice, load it up with my base, and then leave. That's pretty much what I would do. And I need to delete this. I did not mean to go there. So that would actually require a pretty good sized spaceship to probably grab everything I think I need to at least start a base. I don't think I would just delete the Novice base or anything, but you know, I'd want to take probably several hundred assembly machines and all that kind of stuff, at least enough to get a good base set up and just start from scratch almost. So that remains to be seen. Now, I'm not going to say no. It's not a no. It's not a yes. But it may be a probably. Right? Because you need blue. Yeah, you need blue. Okay. Alright, blue circuits are not really going very fast. Those red circuits are not very going very fast. You might want to delete... That's fine, D. Jones. You might want to delete them, though, afterwards. Otherwise, you could probably start chugging a little bit, because if there's biters and stuff, they're going to start spreading and everything while you're not there. But if you just delete the surface, you won't have that problem. And you can actually scan all the planet's surfaces, too, if you want it. I mean, if you go to the star map and you say... Like, this is a pretty small planet. I think I have a really small one. Yeah, like 604 radius. If you view it, you can do like a manual move around the planet. It's loading here. And you know how you can move around, you can examine it and everything. If you just go to you go to the system view, I guess. You can just tell it to scan, and it will scan the whole planet. Yeah. But now that I've told it to scan, basically you have a satellite in orbit, right? So you can tell the satellite, hey, scan the surface. And the satellite will sit here and scan the whole surface. Right. And you can do this for anything you have a satellite over. So you'll see it kind of turn into a round thing. I don't know if you probably already know this if you've done this before, but yeah, a lot of times I'll do this just to kind of see what's there. Like if, you know, if you're going to land here, see where all your stuff is, and then you can trim it if you don't want to have the whole planet viewed, or you can just delete it and come back later, but you can at least look. And I could actually do this with Novice too if I really wanted to. I mean, it really kind of makes radars pretty pointless except for viewing everything. It's gonna be a while before I come here. I don't need village very, very quickly, but yeah. This is if you ask me, this should be default in Factorio in a lot of ways. Just the satellite view and being able to do anything in satellite view and all that. It makes it so much nicer to play the game. It almost hurts to go back to not having satellite view. So anyway, I'm gonna trim this or delete it. So yeah, you can trim the surface. Hey D Jones, thank you for the follow. Or you can delete the surface. So yeah, now it's all deleted. But let's get back here. And let's kind of get to doing something. And I need to get this out of my inventory. We're pretty close to be able to do a rocket pretty much whenever we want. No, 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 no. There we go. Well, have fun with that. Enjoy for the both of us. Okay, so maybe just up here. Maybe I'll kind of do this. There's not like a best place to do it, so maybe right there. Well, okay, my robots are not activated. There we go. Yeah, see, basically it kind of tells you to, you know, put space scaffold, which until you go to space, you can't make it, but you can also put in, you know, your other stuff that you need to make your scaffolding. But you're going to need so much of that anyway, you're going to need more than one rocket. Let's see, one thing I do want to put in there is the cargo pad. Let's see, what else? May as well do all this too. Just kind of get it in there. Pumps, tanks, maybe some roboports, combinators. Don't really need drills or anything. These are all non-space. Definitely modules. I don't know why I put productivity in there. Can't use those in space. Radars, maybe. I don't think so, though. Chests. Warehouses is really what I want more than chests. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some radar or some warehouses. Kind of doing this just so some stuff gets built and created while I am doing other stuff. Right now the factory's kind of stopped and not doing anything. Yes, solar panels, good idea. There they are. Solar panels, I mean, 50 of them is probably plenty. And like 25 accumulators is probably plenty for a long time, especially with the amount that you get when you're up there. And of course, you know, we're gonna need rocket fuel and all that good stuff too, so some of this is probably gonna die. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna die as we land, but it'll be good. I'm not really loading it up to leave yet. I'm just kind of loading a few things. Because mainly at this point, we just need to get all the other stuff. We need to get fuel created for it. We need to get shuttles created for it. We need to get all the parts that it's going to need created for it. Let's see, where do I want this? I want a tank. Yeah, I'll take a tank. Maybe back here. That way I can have room for belts and everything, so maybe I'll do that. This is gonna be just straight up rocket fuel.